What's up, YouTube? This is Foxtail Digital coming to you again with Black Girl Stocks, and this is another segment of our top 3 option plays this week, where we're just going to go over a few different trades, stock fundamentals, and different strategies that you can do to make it through. Okay, if this is your first time watching this video, please make sure that you click that thumbs up button. It really helps the channel. Also subscribe and click that notification bell so that you get notified anytime I upload a new video for you guys, and leave a comment below and let me know which one of these trades looks the best to you. Okay, so a quick recap on last week's trades. So we were bullish on Apple starting around $182, and really what we were doing was anticipating a breakout past this high of $183. But no, that really didn't happen. It continued in that pattern that it's kind of been in, so it'll come up and then it'll drop down. So we were anticipating it breaking out, but it just continued doing what it did in that same overbought, oversold pattern that we've really been trading since the beginning of December. Last week, Apple closed at $172. Now, a lot of stocks had a rocky week last week with the Federal Reserve and their December minutes hitting the internet, with them hinting at an interest rate increase around March of this year. And even with Apple reaching its $3 trillion market cap, a lot of analysts think that Apple is overpriced right now. Let's keep an eye on this overall trend that it's been in. I mean, even right where it is now, you can see how oversold the RSI is, and it does look like it may have found a bottom for this drop. So, you know, it could move up next week, like I said, continuing in that pattern. So that's just kind of something that I would like to see. We were also bullish last week on AMD starting around $150, also anticipating a breakout similar to Apple above this 156. But like a lot of stocks last week, it fell in that pattern and it closed the week around $132. But one interesting thing about AMD right now, so if you look at it on the 180-day chart, it looks like it could possibly be forming a double bottom pattern. And if you guys have ever heard of that, this will kind of be the move that it does. So it has 2 bottoms and then it, you know, continues in that. It kind of looks like a W for the win, baby, you know, W for the win. And it could rebound upwards. So this is essentially a bullish pattern. It may have found a bottom. The RSI is oversold on this one too. Lastly, we were also bullish on AER. That's Aero Cap Holding. And when we were looking at it, we were starting around $67. You know, it did actually kind of start to fall in the beginning of the week to $64, but towards the end of Thursday and Friday, it kind of started to move back up, and it actually closed at $67.72. So actually looking at the option contract, we were looking at the $70 call, okay? And so you see this here, this is our actual call option for January 21st. So like I said, when we were looking at it, it was trading around $1.26. Throughout the week, it actually did move up towards a premium of 2. I would like to see if it has a continuation up to 71. Okay, so let's get into this week's plays. So the first position is QQQ, and that's Invesco QQQ Trust. And this is actually our first time trading an ETF position on the top 3. So this is going to be really exciting. And basically with ETFs, I think we've talked about them on the channel before, but basically they just have a large portfolio of different stocks in different sectors. And another cool thing is this play actually came from Tiblio's credit spread list. So shouts out to Tiblio. And if you haven't tried out Tiblio before, basically it's just an online service that posts different trading ideas. They have credit spreads, bullish squeezes, bears, earning plays, different things, implied volatility gaps, and they update these throughout the day. So make sure you check them out. The link is below in the description. And this is actually a put credit spread anticipating QQQ to either move up in price or at least stay neutral or above where our price limit is by expiration. So you can see here that QQQ has been in an overall uptrend since December. It's kind of had a nice little overbought, oversold pattern also. And right now in the area where we're in an oversold area. So the position that we have from Tiblio is that we expect QQQ to continue in this pattern and move up by expiration, which is going to be very soon. It's going to be next week. So this is going to be a very short play, or at least be above our limit. Okay, and so for this one, if you actually look at the position, we're going to have a put credit spread expiring on January 12th, and we're going to sell the 378 put and we're going to buy the 377. So anticipate this stock to stay at least above 377 before the week's out. So even on Monday market open, if it drops a little bit, because if it continues in this pattern and it moves up and it's above that 378 by the 12th, then we are going to keep our full premium. So this is going to be very interesting for this. And on this stock, I mean, they don't have a huge implied volatility. This is still something that could be a really interesting position. For this one, because it's a credit spread, we're going to make sure in Webull we're in vertical, and this is going to be a put. And so we're going to go for January 12th. So we're going to sell the 378 and buy the 377. So this is just going to be on the 1. So that's this one here. And make sure for our credits that it's in the sell. And you can see here that'll be credit there. Our maximum profit is going to be $31 that we're going to get by the 12th. And our maximum loss is $69. Now I know that's kind of that's an interesting balance, but so let's just kind of see what happens with QQQ. I'm really excited about this one. Okay, the next stock is DKNG. That's DraftKings. And right now it's trading at $27.24. So we've talked about DraftKings before, and it's an online gaming / gambling stock. So long term, a stock like DraftKings could be a really, really good investment. So throughout the year of last year, you can kind of see that they had a lot of losses. So like I said, they moved from that high of 64 to where we are right now at $27. So you can see that from a stock chart, but a lot of that loss came from investments on business growth. Because they're a gambling gaming business, they have to have state licenses to run in each individual state. So right now it's operating in 15 different states. Every time DraftKings expands to a new state, they have to spend and invest a lot of money to get those grants. Okay, so in a 9-month span last year, you can see that they lost $1.2 billion due to investments. So short term, they're still expanding, anticipated continuing in this downtrend. Now, just kind of looking at the stock chart, like I said, it's been trading below the 50-day moving average, so that's kind of a bearish look. And our RSI is a little bit high right now for where we are in a downtrend. So you'll kind of see right here, we've peaked around that area on our RSI. So we could anticipate a drop. And like I said, we moved up to the 50-day moving average. It's done that before and has a short-term drop. This is going to be a short-term position also. At the end of the week last week, they moved up too. So if I was going to have an entry for a position that was bearish on this, I'm going to have my entry around $26 to $25 because those are our recent lows from Friday. So like I said, this is going to be short term, 26, 25. If I kind of start to see it move below those, then that's a good indication that one, it's stopping this brief uptrend that we had last week, and then two, maybe continuing in that downtrend pattern. Now looking at the options, the implied volatility is kind of high for these, but the price is very low, and this is going to be something that's going to be kind of short. So for this one, I'm going to have a put, and it's going to be for the January 21st. Going to this, I'm going to be in January 21st. I'm still going to be in puts, but this is a bearish position, and I'm going to do the $25. I'm going to do a $25 put, so it's just slightly out of the money. And the reason why I chose this one is because it has such a high open interest and volume, and even though it's going to have a lower delta of 0.2, because the price is lower, you can actually just increase your position size, and you would have a higher delta than you would have even if you were going to buy, closer to where the actual stock price, so closer in the money. It has more people are interested in this, so it's going to be more liquid. So we can just go with that one. And what I like, it has very, very tight bid as less than 10 cents. That's great. So that's kind of something that you can do with that one. 0.67 premium. That's not that bad. And the last stock is NVDA, one of our favorite semiconductor stock, and that's NVIDIA. And right now it's trading at $272.47. Now, with this position, I'm fairly bullish to neutral, just kind of looking at the pattern that the stock has been trading in. Now, NVIDIA, along with other companies in that similar sector, like Advanced Micro Devices that we just talked about, and Intel, there were huge topics at the 2022 CES conference, and there's a huge demand right now for laptops. And those companies also announced updates to graphics and different processors. So that long term could play a role in NVIDIA continuing in that long-term uptrend before they kind of started to drop after their earnings that they had in November. Also, analysts are anticipating an upside within the next 90 days. So within the next 3 months, they're anticipating turnaround. So this could have just, a short little boom from that high and for us to continue in that uptrend. But like I said, right now, I'm fairly bullish to neutral. So I feel like we're going to continue in this pattern that we've seen here, overbought, oversold. Right now, you can even see at the RSI, we're a little bit oversold right here at 32. So, we want to see a move upwards there. And then also we did just kind of break below our center line on the MACD. So we would want to see that move up. So going into next week, if I was going to want to enter that position, I'm going to have my entry somewhere around 275 to 277. Now, the stock moves a lot. The stock moves quickly. You can see that these prices are extremely high. So we're looking in the thousands and 900s for a position. And at the same time, we have very high implied volatility. Not very high, but it's a little high. 60, it's a little up there. So for this one, I'm going to do another credit spread with this one. I'm going to get back into our spreads and multi-leg option position. If it continued in that pattern, we can anticipate it at least staying in between this zone, around 300 to 315, and maybe bottom around 260. But for this one, you can do a put credit spread, and that's bullish, and that's going to have you down here. So just make sure we're in the puts, and it's going to be the same expiration date. It's going to be, it's just going to be in the puts. So for the put, and on this one, you're going to need to edit the width. So this is going to need to be at 2.5 so that you can find it on Webull. So just go down here and move it to the 2.5. So on this one, I'm going to sell the 262.5 and I'm going to buy the 260 here. Okay, so you see we have, decent bid ask with this. Make sure we're in the sell. Our max profit is going to be $65, maximum loss $185. So on this one, we're anticipating NVIDIA closing on the 14th above $262. So right now it's at 272. And like I said, we're anticipating it moving up. So that's going to be really interesting. Make sure you guys check out this video on credit spreads. Make sure you check this video out before you actually get into these trades for Monday. Okay, so check that out.